All right. Welcome back to Mark in the Manosphere. We have another video today. Going to be reacting to the OG himself, Kevin Samuels. He had an interesting discussion with this young lady. Well, this lady, she's not young, named Kendra G. Now, very interestingly enough, not that I know her personally, but I've actually met her before many years ago. She's actually from my town. I'm from Waterbury, Connecticut. Look it up if you don't know. And I remember when she used to work at our local radio station when we used to do music back in the day. And we were on a very strong run. And I produced for some individuals and did my own thing and released projects. And she worked for the radio. And I found her demeanor to be cool back then. But I know what type of woman this is because she's from my town and she's from my environment. So I can already understand and see where it's going, like many who have been able to see any success coming out of the disenfranchised area I come from. You got to leave, you got to move out. So I think she moved to Chicago or something like that and started her career and got it on, which is great. Happy she's making money and doing well for herself. But in the realm of being a black woman and disagreeing with people like Kevin Samuels, who was trying to set it up to where black women could achieve marriage and partner at their level so ultimately we could have more families. It was an interesting back and forth discussion. So quite a long video. So grab some popcorn, grab you a soda, a seltzer, some juice or something, and sit back and relax. And we're gonna spend some time together kind of breaking this down from the beginning to the end. But I already know what type time she's on because she's from my city. I know very well how the females back there move, and I understand how black women in particular think, especially when they begin to earn some coin. So we're gonna get into this. I believe now she's probably 40 something, probably closer to 50 than 40, probably still single. So let's get into it and take a look, man. See
I
what it
think
is.
I
And that's
have
not
to
a
admit,
shot.
when you
That
talk
just
about high value men,
it's not a shot. It just is what it is. So let me bring it back a few seconds and let's get into this.
those that are, I have friends and the men that I've dated, a lot of things you are spot on. They're very big on images. They are big on being catered to. I'm a woman who used to desire those type of men. I don't really desire them that much because I don't want to fulfill what they desire. And one of the things you mentioned the other night is you got to share that man. A lot of times that man, if he makes 400,000 or more, he may have another woman, and I know I cannot deal with that. So right. I think a lot of women sometimes say they want these men, but they've never dated it because if they had,
That's
they
interesting.
wouldn't be just focusing on the money. There's a lot of women that have.
That's interesting for a female to say she used to desire these type of men, but she doesn't desire them anymore because she doesn't want to live up to their desires. Very strange thing to say. Very strange. Let's continue.
Men with money, but they're not always happy either.
Well, okay. So the follow-up question to that would be, if that's the kind of man you would like to have, you just don't like that aspect.
Well, I would say this. I'm 41, right? So when I listen to the women, when I was in the 30s, when I heard the girls from here, they remind me of myself because I was like, he got to have a lot of money. He got to take care of all the bills. That's what I was on, and I run in those circles. But what I've learned is a lot of those men just couldn't be faithful. So then I learned, well, that's my deal breaker. Faithfulness is my deal breaker. So I've been blessed.
So the question I have then is, because I hear what you're saying, but then I also like, that sounds good.
Okay.
Because you 41 years old, married, any kids?
Nope, I froze my eggs though, so I got a safety net just in case.
So you're accustomed to a certain standard of life.
This is true.
And if a man is making the median of what a black man is making, 42,500, he can't afford your standard of life.
So is that my problem?
See, it's the reality of the world. See, what happens far too often, especially in our community, is black women wait too long to get married. You wait till you're too old. You wait till you have too much experience, and your experience and your income has gone up, and that is inversely proportional to your sexual marketplace value.
So can I speak to that?
So let me finish making the example, because because I hear women come on and say, you know what, that high value thing, I really don't want that because I don't want to have to share him. All right, but then are you going to be able to look at a man making $45,000 a year and respect him to the same level that a high value man would be respected?
I would respect a man who's hardworking, and as long as he doesn't try to minimize me in any way. Now that's the biggest thing. If he's okay with me being my full self.
You didn't answer whether or not you respect him to the same level you respect the high value man.
Well, let me tell you this. I'm gonna say yes only because I'm gonna tell you this. I've dated high value men. I've dated the men with the Rolls Royces and all the cars and all the glitz and glamour, and they always thought because they had the cars and the glitz and glamour that you got to bow down to them. And
I get it, but I'm talking about the man who's working at the post office.
I would say now I'm gonna tell you my requirement. I want you to be attractive. So if you're a guy that's working at the post office and you're attractive and you
hold on, let me time out. Why do you want to be attractive?
I can't have nothing.
No, let me explain. See, this is what's so wrong for so many of our women. You're supposed to be the attractive, not us. Okay. Black women today have atavistic mating standards, very primitive, meaning I want you to look good. So he can make $40,000 a year as long as he look good.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he can make $40,000 a year. I'm not.
That's what most black men make, $42,000.
Whoa, she literally just said he could work at the post office as long as he looked good, and now she's saying the complete opposite. No, I don't want him to make 40,000, even if he looks confused, bro. What are we talking about here? It's either you're okay with the man being average or you're not.
Okay, so Kevin, so are you saying in your perspective that it's over for me? Then I don't have.
No, it's not. No, what I'm saying is your price is too high.
How is my
Which
price
is why
too
it's
high?
over.
Okay. Well, first of all, you asked me, and I'm going to. You're 41 and unmarried.
Right.
You're freezing eggs.
By choice.
Yeah, that's no.
That's subjective.
Well, no, I can say that. I was once engaged when I was in college.
Okay.
Wait a minute. First off, engaged in college and being 41 with no men vetting you seriously at the time of this video. Kevin's been dead already 4 years, so almost 4 years. So her saying so she would be 45 years old, possibly going on 46. She's still not married. Nah, forget you being engaged in college.
See, this is what I mean. The engagement queens, you can't make this up.
No, I'm not. Wait,
don't over talk me. No. I said if we could start giving black women credit for engagements, you act like that shit matters. I'm not married, but I'm not by choice. Unless you're turning away proposals of men of value and esteem, it doesn't matter. Y'all talk about y'all are unmarried when ain't nobody that you want to marry trying to marry you.
Kevin, can I speak to that?
No, because I haven't got to my point. Because I haven't got to my point. You asked me why is it over for me? That's what you asked.
But I want just to say one thing. Okay?
Let me get to my point. Okay. I didn't even. This is why it's over for a lot of sisters too. Look, you can be right all you want to. Men control access to marriage. And one of the major reasons that older women are getting passed over for younger women is you're too masculine, you're too bossy, you're too opinionated. That works well in the corporate world when you're making other people successful and rich and fine, but it does not work well when you're trying to connect with a man. Why is it over for many women your age? One, because your income has risen. And females have evolved. Evolutionary biology says women want men to have at least what they have. The older you get, the more money you make, the more education you have, the more resources you get, thereby inflating your estimation of yourself. But that estimation is not your sexual marketplace value.
They don't get it.
It's going down.
Can I respond? I want to be respectful because it's your
platform.
Go
ahead. But do you understand that example I just gave? The inverse proportional relationship.
I understand, but can I speak now? Because I'm being respectful. This is your platform, so I definitely want to honor your rules. I just got out of
the way she said that, I'm being respectful. This is your platform. You're not doing this man a favor by respecting his platform. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's where so many women and black women in particular get things twisted. They believe just by doing the base level, baseline, I'm going to give you respect because it's your platform. You doing this man a favor. You're not doing this man a favor.
To be married right now if that was my goal. But I would rather be happy than just married to say I have a husband. And I don't think that should be looked down upon. I don't think that's my honest truth. You could, feel away, but that's an honest truth. I was in a relationship that he wanted me.
How long are you in?
We were together since last year, 8 months. Okay. And he was ready to be married very soon, very early on. And I don't want to be married.
Okay, 8 months. You're in your 40s and you have an 8-month relationships, right? 8 months is not a long time. That man, whoever that man was, he was ready to be married. He made up his mind that he wanted a wife, right? And what ended up happening is you were not suitable for him. Point blank, period. Just because he was ready to be married does not mean he was ready to be married to you or wanted to be married to you. You likely had a conversation with him in the beginning and he expressed, at this point in my life, I'm looking for a wife. That doesn't mean he wanted you to be his wife. And these are the half-truths and the stories that women tell. They don't tell the whole truth.
To be married. I'm not going to live with fear and say, oh, okay.
So do you want to be married?
Huh?
You want to be married?
Excuse me?
Do you want to be married?
I want to be happily married. If I get married, it's going to be because...
Do you want to be married?
Oh, did he want to be married? Yes.
Do you want to be married?
I would be married if it makes sense. I'm not going to be married just to be married. And I don't feel like
okay,
that.
all right. So, again, I've asked you, do you want to be happily married? And are you going to be married? I want to be happily married. Man, I'm going to be honest. I don't care about your happiness. I don't care about your love. Marriage is a practical choice. And you can make all these things you want, man. And yes, you're 41, but you're going to be 50, just like that.
I know, I will be.
So,
she's almost 50 now.
The question becomes, if you want to be married, I mean, let's be real. You're freezing your eggs for a reason. Why?
I did. Because I didn't want the pressure to just go out and get pregnant.
She one of those. Did the egg froze the eggs up. Oh, man. Okay, the plot thickens.
Because of my age and my clock. Men have that.
Who's going to carry the baby?
I mean, if I can't carry the baby, then I'll get a cesarean.
Do you hear the madness and the psychosis of these women? And black women have adopted this from white women because they're the ones who came up with this. The white feminist movement, the freeze your eggs, the surrogates. This is madness. This is unnatural. A woman is meant to carry and bear her own children. This woman at the time of this video is 41 years old. She's likely 46 right now, 45 years old or 46. She's still single and unmarried. She can't safely carry a child. Geriatric pregnancy starts at 35 years old.
So again, but in order for all that to happen, you have to have a man that you deem worthy propose to you.
Okay, and that's
hold on. Okay. That man, if he could meet your high standard, he could meet a lot of other women's standard as well. And here's the problem: there are hundreds of you, thousands of you. Why should he pick you over the one that can carry her own babies at 24 or 25 or 26, who are willing to get on his program, who don't have as many expectations as a woman your age?
Well, listen, this is what I would say. If he feels the way that you're feeling, then he's not the man for me, and I have no problem with that.
I don't see that's almost that passive aggressive sign language.
Can I ask you a question? Do you want me to feel okay?
That passive aggressive sign language, that whole if he's not the man for you, that I don't play that Tyler Perry Christian crap. That's not it. I don't do that over here. You can do that over there, but I don't do that over here.
Okay, Kevin, I'm being respectful. I really am. I'm trying
to. You
don't
have to be respectful. Here's the thing: you being respectful is what you're supposed to do. You're not doing me a favor.
Okay, I wanted to have a conversation. I'm hoping we can have a conversation. So I guess am I at the ability to ask you a question? Is that fine?
It's about topic, sure.
Okay. So what do you want me to accept? Because From your,
What-
because
I want you to accept. I want you to accept your sexual marketplace value.
Okay, so what does that equal to? So what are you saying that
And look at it. The wig, paste on wig. You see the glue on the forehead. The lashes. What is going on, man? This woman is over 40 years old. And by the time of this video, by this time, she's almost 50.
Okay, what a sexual marketplace value of a 41-year-old woman is lower than the 31-year-old woman.
Okay.
It's lower than the 21-year-old woman. Because if a man wants to have multiple children, he cannot have them with you carrying them.
Okay. That's true. And I don't want to have multiple children. So
but I said if a man wants to have multiple children, I don't care. See, you keep going back to what you want. You control access to your body, and for a time frame, women control access to whether or not kids are born. But see, what older women, especially accomplished women, have a hard time accepting is your value has a shelf life. After 35 year geriatric pregnancy, if you met a man that you found that you thought was the bee's knees and he wanted 3 children, you can't carry them.
Okay, but Kevin, I would say this, right? Can I just say that?
Is that true?
I agree with you. I'm not.
So he would have. So either he would have to forego having the children in his legacy, or he'd have to go find someone who could.
Or it could be a man that might already have children and doesn't want to.
Not my example. That's not my example. That's not this example.
See, can I just say this? I respect your insight. I really do. That's why I came on your platform. Okay. But I'm not gonna allow.
No, you came on his platform for clout and to have a clout-based discussion. First, you came to refute what he had to say. Secondly, you didn't come in good faith. Secondly, you came for clout, right? Because as soon as this man passed, what did you do? You started a platform doing the exact same thing he does, maybe even before he passed. So let's stop.
I think it's going to be for my life to be my life.
Okay, you allow what I don't know you, lady.
Right, is that? Well, my name is Kendra. You said my name earlier.
Lady, Kendra, ma'am. I don't know you.
Okay.
So the thing is, I'm not going to allow you to start getting upset because
I'm not, Kevin. I'm not upset. I'm not upset.
You came to my platform and asked me my opinion. Okay, so to tell me what you're not going to allow me to do, that's not necessary.
I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just ultimately.
Well, what would you call it? What would you call it? I'm not going to allow what you say to do what?
Because I mean, listen, I hear you, but I don't. There's plenty of women that I know that have had babies in their 40s, that have gotten married in their 40s. It can happen. So
are you talking black women?
She's lying.
Yes, I'm talking black.
First off, she's lying. She does not know plenty of women who have gotten married in their 40s and had children in their 40s. She's lying. She may know a couple. She may know 1 or 2 here or there. But to say you know plenty, that implies that there are a plethora of women that are out here doing this, and it's just simply not true. Most women arrive with children already, especially in the black community. So no, they're not all out here getting married at 40 and having babies at 40 some years old. It's just not true.
1 in 4 black women were married. 1 in 4 black women were married in their lifetime. So you telling me about the aged black women who marry after 40 and have babies? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. That is, unfortunately, and here's the thing. If you're waiting till your 40s to marry and have babies, you did something wrong in your 20s and 30s.
I mean, well, I would say this. I focus on my career, which I know you feel could be something wrong. I have no regrets. I
don't feel like there's anything wrong. I don't feel like there's anything wrong. Let me go ahead and share. Let me turn you people in the comment section off. I don't care what y'all think. I mean, honestly, I don't judge by what women want. If you want to focus on your career, do that. But see, one thing that women have not been told in this country is there's cost to all of it. You can't have it all. Men can't have it all. There are trade-offs and choices. If you chose to focus on your career, I am all for that. Do it. But it comes at a cost of your prime childbearing years. I don't make human beings the way they are. So this is the choice women have to make.
I wholeheartedly agree. And I was engaged into my college sweetheart. I went to Hampton. and I chose to focus on my career instead of becoming a wife. I have no regrets. And
there it is.
just as
All right, couple things of cap that just happened here. She has no regrets. Why are you trying to pursue the very thing that you gave up? If you have no regrets, then you should be totally happy just remaining unmarried and unpaired for the rest of your life. You shouldn't even be looking for companionship. That shouldn't even be on your agenda. You were engaged to your college sweetheart, which means you were on track because it made sense that when you were younger, you were what a man might have been looking for. I don't know. So you blew it. You blew it when you were in college and you chose to focus on your career. Nothing wrong. Listen, that's great. But you women who want to focus on your career and give up your precious youth, you either need to come to terms with reality and accept what you can get, or just leave men alone altogether, because what you're doing is you're bringing all this nonsense into the life of some unsuspected man, and he just doesn't need it.
I hear what you're saying with statistics. One of my best friends just got married last year. She's pregnant, due any day now, and she's 41, and she's a black woman. So all I'm saying is, yes,
so that's
you're right.
that's the plenty of that she was referring to. The one friend of hers that is pregnant at the time of this video and was 41 years old and got married. So that was the plethora that she was referring to.
Maybe the statistics aren't there, but in my reality, in my world, I know women that
her reality.
Anecdotal evidence doesn't change the fact.
Huh?
Anecdotal evidence doesn't change the fact. You know people like you. That does not change the reality.
Well, okay. I'm not taking away from you.
What I'm saying is, ma'am,
I'm just saying that.
Listen to what we're doing in the black community. Take it away from you. Take it away from your friends. We're actually having a conversation about women having babies in their 40s. That's how warped we've become in the black community, because we cannot get it together in our prime mating and marrying years. Because so many of our women value these so-called careers. Now, I don't doubt that you have a career, but I got to let you know how many women I've talked to over the countless years who call their job a career. Most people have a job. Most people have
right.
jobs. Most people don't have.
I agree. She's one of the few who actually probably has a substantial career. I don't know exactly what it is she does. The last time I knew of her, she was working at the local radio station, which is great. The radio station was popping. I know she's in the media entertainment space somewhere. I just don't know exactly what she does. You know what I'm saying? But she definitely has some sort of career in entertainment and media. So she's the very few, especially in the black community. Black women on average make about $28,000 a year, mostly, by and large.
Careers. And it seems to be, why can Becky, Marisol, Mylene, and Anu all go out and have jobs and careers, just like black women have jobs and careers, and still be able to spin that plate and find a husband? Why can every other race of women seem to be able to do that, but black women are doing that at a 1 out of 4 ratio, and the next closest women are white women who are married twice as much as you are?
That's true.
And that's married to anybody. You're not marrying anybody.
Can I respond to that? I hear what you're saying. But I also think that if women are realistic and they are open to dating and maybe not always focusing on the money and maybe to give up some things on their list, it is possible. I know you said yourself your mother got married at 50. There's people that do still find love in their 40s, and I just think that I don't want women to feel hopeless.
And her 3 sisters died alone.
Huh?
And her 3 sisters on the way to dying alone.
Well, speaking of dying alone, I had a mother who wasn't married when she died, and she didn't die alone. She died.
Do you think black women have been given the accurate message for life?
I would say no. I'll give you that, but I will say this too. There's a lot of things I do agree with you on, Kevin, and that's why I came on your platform. But I will say the die alone thing. I don't think women should be fear.
I do. I think fear. I think we need some healthy fear. Because here's the thing: when we do this whole coddling, don't act like it is what it is. No, we need to tell you smoking causes cancer. We don't need to tell you smoking causes smoking makes you happy. Because I'm looking at our community. Black men are at the bottom, black women are at the bottom, black boys are at the bottom. You're the only group of women who stand out proudly saying, I don't need a man to make it through life. No other group or race of women is so bold to stand outside and say, put all the pressure of the world on me because I don't need him.
And then can't handle
I
it
don't
when it
believe
happens.
that. I believe men are very important. I love the black man. My
It is
father.
our culture.
Okay, I agree with that. Let me ask you this, Kevin. Do you think a woman, because I hear you talk about settling, I always wondered your answer to this. Should a woman be with a guy who might be cheating on her, not treating her the best? Do you think it's better to have a man than to not have a man at all?
Yeah, see, that's a disingenuous question. So when you come in setting the table as if is the choice between a negative and a man, I reject that question. Why don't you give it the other way around? You think a woman should have a man who actually she can build with and partner with, such and so forth? Why come in assuming bad faith to begin with?
No, I'm not.
No. Yes, you did. You came in
Okay,
and gave me a negative versus having a man, and that means
Right.
if he's going to do this, should she choose that? Why don't you give me the other side? Give me the good faith argument.
Okay, well, no, there is a good faith argument, but I just heard you say several times. I think sometimes women.
No, what I'm saying is, why didn't you come through the door giving the good faith argument? Why do I have to ask you for it?
Well, I think naturally, if a man is treating you right and you find a Russell Wilson, what would be the reason for you to leave?
You mean an NFL MVP quarterback? That's the only thing?
Okay, we'll take the money. Or just a man, period, that celebrates you.
What I'm asking you is, I don't celebrate you.
This idea from black women in particular wanting to be celebrated, this idea is disturbing. It's strange. What do you want to be celebrated for? Just for existing? What do you want black men especially, to be celebrating you for? What are y'all doing that's so special? Any woman that a man needs to stop what he's up to, get off of his purpose, quit what he's doing, and turn and start celebrating you. Men are to be celebrated because we go out and build the world. You know how I celebrate my wife? I celebrate my wife by taking care of her to the best of my ability, by putting her as high on my priority list as possible, and giving her whatever she wants whenever she wants it. But this idea that I'm just going to walk around celebrating women is insane. I'm busy. I have too much stuff to do. I have too much stuff going on. I don't have time to be walking around celebrating women, dog. I'm busy. I'm on my purpose. I am busy. You understand that? What
You're
are we
supposed to
talking about?
celebrate him.
Well, what I'm asking you, Kevin, is this, and I'm not trying to be combative. I'm just simply asking you a question, and I'm really trying not to be combative here. Is there some
Look at this. I'm really trying not to be combative. She can't even help herself. It's so ingrained in these women, and black women, especially in our community, to be combative and to be fighting against black men. She can barely contain herself. She's trying. So you shouldn't have to try hard to not be combative with a man. That's nuts.
There's some women who date men who might not be treating them the best. And I always just wonder, because I know you preach a lot about
why is that the example?
Being with men. And
I talk a lot about settling.
That's not the reality of most women. Most men are not walking around mistreating women. That's just not true.
Because that's what a lot of women talk about all the time. They really ain't selling. See, what I'm saying is, I asked you the question.
Okay.
One of the two things wrong in our community is, one, so many of our women come into interaction with black men in bad faith. You assume the worst, the negative. Ma'am, go rewind this part. You gave me an example. Do you think a woman should settle for a man that's cheating on her, abusing her, such and so forth, in order to just have a man? That is a disingenuous French toast ass position. When you could have easily come in and gave me the positive good faith. Do you think it would be better for a woman to be with a man who she can actually live with and cooperate with and build a life with, or have nothing? You could have made that choice to come in the door, good faith or bad faith. You chose to come. No, you chose to come in bad faith because that is the default position in our community.
Well, no, Kevin, let me apologize.
Oh my word, that voice.
No apologies necessary. That just shows you where we are in the community.
Right, but what I'm saying is, there are times though. Obviously, there's men out there that treat their women good. I know several men who celebrate their wives and they're good men. So I wasn't asking.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What is this stupid thing about being celebrated? What are you talking about? They want to be the center of everything. Stop what you're doing and celebrate me. I want to be celebrated. What does that even mean? I hope he asks her directly, what does that mean, being celebrated? Because to me, it just sounds like some nutty idea of I'm the center of your world, I'm the nucleus, I'm the most important thing ever, and the only thing you live for is to make me happy.
I thought that's a no-brainer. If you're with a man that is treating you good and you can build with, of course you be with him. But there are times when women are dealing with men who are bringing them more sorrow than happiness. And I was just wondering if you think being a single woman in that predicament would be better off than being with a man who might be bringing you trauma.
It's so disingenuous. They will go to the ends of the world to bring up these fringe situations, these uncommon situations in order to substantiate an empty argument. Well, is it better to be single if the man's bringing you sorrow? What are you talking about if the man's bringing you sorrow? How many women do you know who are walking around sorrowful that are with a man? Cut the nonsense. I stand to argue that there are more of you living in sorrow due to the fact that you are lonely and unhappy than women who are in relationship.
That's all I was simply trying to ask that question. There's three types of men. There's a man that treats you good.
All right, no. See, this is what we do too often. We do this too often.
Get her, man, please.
Acting as though women don't have accountability and consequences in the men they cheat. No, man. Okay, I'll let you go on for 30 seconds, and you say a man should be celebrated. I don't know why black women come in and talk about men should be celebrated. You're supposed to celebrate the man. He's not supposed to celebrate you. What other race of women runs around talking about that we need to celebrate them? What are we celebrating? Well, who's on top? Who leads?
Well, Kevin, okay.
Who's on top? Who leads?
I do say that, yes, the man leads, but I have to just speak for the men that I know that are happily married. They celebrate their wives. They do.
All right. Okay.
What are you talking about? The men that she knows that are happily married. Are you in relationship with these men? Do you live with these men? Do you sleep with them every single night? Do you wake up next to them? Are you with them in their most intimate moments? Firstly, how do you know that this man is happy? It's a stupid idea of happy wife, happy life. It's one of the most stupid sayings of all time. Basically, as a man, strip yourself of your purpose and your being and make her the entire focus of your existence. You go ahead and do that, fool, and see where you end up. Just see where you end up if you're out there doing that. That's completely stupid. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my entire life.
You can sell, okay, man, but who? Okay. This notion is toxic. It's toxic to be like, yes, it is. Because it keeps women with this overinflated stuff that they need to be celebrated to where asking women, yesterday I had a woman on Instagram thinking that being a traditional housewife was tantamount to slavery just because she had to actually cook a damn meal.
I saw that.
So, that's a woman that shares your reflection.
How?
She's black.
Oh, that's my reflection. Okay.
These women be so lost, bro. Like, she didn't even understand what the man was saying right there. She shares your reflection. How? What are we talking about? Oh, my word, man.
Yes. So, my notion, the notion, the way so many women talk as though you're some sort of god or deity that's supposed to be celebrated. The way we do it over here is men of value lead. Women of value follow them. You celebrate your man. You praise your man. What y'all do on your side is good for you. Hope it works for you. But more people on this side are winning. More people on that side got opinions and no husbands. Especially no husbands they value. So you talk about Russell Wilson. I don't know many men on this side that respect Russell Wilson. Not because he married a woman with a child. It's because he's a simp.
Why is he a simp?
100% he's a simp.
That's the entire program. And here's the thing. How about this? Because the men say he is.
Well, okay.
I mean, this is a guy who, these people are Christians, and his woman is out with her backside out and showing her body and just totally disrespectful to him as a man. This guy's a simp. Every man agrees on this. I mean, what is there to talk about? And this woman, she doesn't understand.
I want to send because if there's a man,
well, then go ahead. Then so you want to have a again? And thank you guys. Listen to what she said. She wants to simp. She wants to simp. She wants to simp because a man like Russell Wilson, who put Sierra on a pedestal, pedestalizing a woman is. I said this 3 weeks ago. Show me a culture or a race of competitive people where the women were pedestalized above the men, and show me a competitive civilization. You don't. Men's purpose needs to be
Only in the black community. Black men are the only ones who are expected to do this, and this comes from this sick, warped world that we come from of single women households, where you learn from a child that the nucleus of everything is the woman, starting with your mama. And unfortunately, many of us go through life and matriculate through life, and we don't unlearn and undo these fallacies that have been imparted into us. It's sad.
pedestalized, not the female. It doesn't mean that the one. See, this is a problem. So many women in the black community want to be sitting up like this queen, and if a man is sitting up there looking at you, he cannot fight everybody else, compete with everybody else, and defend the world. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. And that's why so many women, black women, are by themselves because if they can't be treated like the queens that they think they are, then they'd rather have nothing, and no one's going to stop them. Because if it ain't, because the problem ain't black men. It ain't black men because ain't no man married. When it says 1
Right.
out of 4 black women were married, that means anybody.
That's everybody.
So your career, your job, your accomplishments, whatever is walking around making you feel great and wonderful about yourself, that works well until you're about 55 or 60. Then what? What's about the rest of life?
Shoot, 40.
Are you asking me that direct question?
The ultimate point is we get nowhere when we have women who still think they should be celebrated ahead of the men.
Well, I think they should celebrate each other, and maybe we have
who should be celebrated. Who should lead?
Celebrate each other for what?
I don't mind.
What are you being celebrated for? Again, that question has to be begged. What are you being celebrated for? What are you really actually bringing to the table that causes you to be qualified to be celebrated? What are you doing except bringing chaos and misfortune and entitlement and other men's children and problems and your wigs and weaves and eyelashes and attitudes to the table? What are you really bringing to the table that deserves to be celebrated? Now, a good woman, yes, take care of that woman. A good wife, take care of her into the ends of the earth. I take care of my wife. I love her. I do celebrate her. But in the regard that she's speaking about, celebrating my wife, no. How can I be an effective man? How can I even take care of my wife if I'm spending all my time pedestalizing and celebrating her? She wouldn't even want that. Hey, bro, at some point you got to get back on your game out here. We're being bypassed, right? It's irresponsible.
The man being the head of the household.
What do you mean you don't mind?
That was the wrong answer. Like, I think if
she's
man,
clueless.
Okay, so who should throw the ball up? So who should?
Guys,
so who should
keep in mind, this is not a 19-year-old female. This is a 41-year-old woman in this video at the time this video was produced. Keep that in mind. 41. Old head. This is not no young chick.
On the offense side of football. I don't mind the quarterback handler. Who should throw the pass? I don't mind the quarterback, or is that the quarterback's job?
Okay, I thought I was giving you I think we're giving the same answer.
No, we're not. We're not because I don't mind. See, it doesn't matter if you mind or not. It's what it should be.
Okay, so if the man leaves the household, I don't feel like the female can't have an opinion on anything.
Well, she can. She's valued counsel.
And I do think the man should be celebrated, but I also think, and I've witnessed it, men who hold their wives to high value and will do anything to protect her and will say that they will not be the man they are without that particular woman. I have men, high value men that you call high value men, say things like that. So I know
what do the women say about their men?
Say again?
What do the women say about their men?
Oh, they love them. They appreciate them. They think that they're king. So it goes both ways. They're celebrating each other. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Okay.
Listen, I appreciate you bringing me on your show, We're gonna agree to disagree on a couple of things. Like I said, Friday
we could know well, one way works and one way doesn't.
Well, I mean, I will say this. Maybe maybe I live in some exception to the rule.
I don't know. I don't understand the argument she's trying to make, because if what she's saying is correct, then she would have the outcome. She would be married to a man who's celebrating her. She would have found that simp who's pedestalizing her. And to the best of my knowledge, to this day, even years after Kevin has passed on, that reality has still not come to fruition. And it's not a shot, it just is what it is. It's this type of thinking, this type of mentality can only yield one result. And it's the result and the reality that she's currently living in. And women like her will perpetually live in.
I'm just speaking on the things that
you do. 1 in 4 black women were married. You do. And I don't know where you if you I don't know if you just look at my show Monday through Friday, that's the world.
Okay, well, Kevin, can I just say this one thing? I feel like you do give good advice, but sometimes when the women come up here, you make them feel hopeless because there's certain things they can't.
No, I don't make you feel anything. You're responsible for your own feelings.
Okay, I will take that back. I will retract that. But I would say if a woman has, I don't have any kids, but if a woman has children and if she's a certain age and you feel like there's no man out there for her, then what is she?
So if I tell a woman what the statistics are and what the men and if I tell you what the men are saying, see what you don't seem to realize is if I had a drone follow me every day when I go out into Atlanta or around this country, how many men will come and say from high school to on walkers saying thank you for telling the truth, thank you for saying what I can't say every day. Dozens of men. Can I take a picture with you? Thank you for telling the truth. I'm so glad. So it ain't what Kevin is saying. You see, the problem is so many women are focusing on the messenger, the tone, or whatever. You're losing the fact that you're finally getting some accurate information that ain't telling you don't forget your crown, you're a queen, and all this other kind of stuff. Because all those people want to sell your books, sell your dreams. When you talk about leaving hopeless, I think many women who bought this bullshit that these men have been selling and then turn around and find out they're cheating just like everybody else, and ain't the man they say, then they should feel hopeless. At least I'm telling you 2 + 2 is 4. Make a decision what you want, 2, 2, or 4.
Okay, well first of all, you're absolutely right. I know.
Well, listen, man, everything he just kicked was 100% bars, man. Punchlines and bars. And you must realize that at the time Kevin was producing this content, there wasn't this whole sphere that you see today. A lot of these guys are Johnny come latelys, right? Or they tried to get popping when Kevin was popping, or maybe they were there before him, but they had no traction. And now you get to hear from a lot of these dudes. This stuff was not being widely said because black men allowed themselves to be beat into submission, figuratively, by black women. And they knew that if I want to keep being able to rock that bedroom, I got to go along to get along. And the frustration and the outcry from our community, especially from the women's side, came from, shoot, people are out here saying this stuff and nobody's ever been, they haven't been talking like this before. And it was pissing a lot of people off. Now it's a little more common and accepted. They're still pissed about it, but there's nothing they can do now. It's gone too far. The movement has grown legs and ran, but back then it wasn't that common.
Plenty of men that speak your praises. Like I even said, there's things that you have said that I have agreed with, and things that I know high value is the thing with money. Men with money will tell me certain things that you do tell the people on your platform. So I'm not disagreeing with you there. If there's any disagreement that I would ever have, it's just the report of women if they don't. They can't get married in their 40s. Or
they said they could get married. I didn't say they could get married. What I say is you have to pick a, first of all, you're not going to keep, I hate when you ladies do this. You oversimplify what I say and then expect me to actually hold it. When have I told a woman that she can't get married?
Well, I know you have this thing called the danger zone, and
what does that mean? What does that mean?
The danger zone is she's in a certain age bracket, like if she has kids, if she's overweight, and if she's a certain age, you have
Kendra, you've disproven that you don't know what I talk about. That's not what the danger zone means. So this is what I mean. You're a professional woman, and you're in media too, right?
So I gotta just cut it for a quick second, man. She sat here with this man, arguing with him, without even knowing what he talks about. There can't be a better example of a disingenuous, bad faith interaction than this. This woman didn't even come here armed with accurate knowledge to debate or stand on what it is she was trying to talk about, because she didn't even have a clue about what the man said.
And you watch my show. I defined the danger zone countless times, and you still were saying something it ain't. The danger zone is the years between 27 and 35.
Okay. Well, this is what I'm saying.
That's not it.
Okay.
27 to 35, when a woman needs to really focus like a laser on the outcome she wants. If you want to be married with children, you need to focus like a laser, because after age 30, by 35, you hit what's geriatric pregnancy. That's not Kevin. That's nature. That's biology. See, what happens so often is you ladies get triggered. You think you hear what I say. You're going to try to make the danger zone be all that stuff, and it was none of that stuff. Okay, you're going to try to say, well, you tell a woman that they're this and that, and I don't say that.
Okay.
Ma'am, you'll be able to go back. This is going to be you'll be able to hear what you said. And the fact of the matter is, I don't tell women that they can't. I tell them it's unlikely, depending upon their particular situation. And yes, let me reiterate. If you are a woman over 35, overweight, and with children, it is highly unlikely that you're going to find a man making 6 figures plus who wants to marry you. Because those men want something in return too, and they typically don't want somebody else's children. Now, is that making them hopeless? No, what it's telling them is you've made your choice to allow yourself to reproduce 1-2 times with or without the benefit of a husband, most of the times without. You've allowed yourself to become the physical shape you are. That's your responsibility. It is not this man's responsibility to lower his standards, settle, when he's had to work to become this thing. No one gave him this. He deserves to get something from this. But see, we're so busy trying to tell women that they should be celebrated that we forget to think about, what about your men? We need to start celebrating men, black men, and forget the black men. What about the boys? Fuck the men. What you doing with the boys? All these women with children, what are you doing with your boys? Black boys reading at the 4th grade level. Black boys are behind. Forget us. You don't have to like us. But what are you doing with your boys sitting next to your daughters? More often than not, women are telling their daughters, get an education, do this, and so forth, and they're making their sons punks, putting them in Jordans and pink shirts, and making them son husbands. And they are raising the same men that you ladies complain about. Prioritizing sooner or later this old nasty, old bad, old patriarchy. You're going to have to realize that it's the one thing that's made this world evolve.
Okay. I know you probably have to go on somebody else, but there's one more thing I want to talk to you about.
She's trying to get out of there.
I know she's left. The dying alone. Because I feel like the dying alone thing, I know my uncle died alone. He was a man. My father found him dead a day after he was dead.
Your uncle died alone, he was what?
I said he was a man. So I'm not sure when you talk about dying alone, it can go both ways. Now,
see, that's what we start.
That's so silly. Men control access to marriage. If that man wanted to be married, he would have been married. Like he died alone in sorrow or something. He probably was sick of people and didn't want to be bothered. That's probably what happened.
Right? That's exactly what we started out talking about.
Is that bad for me to say that?
Yes, it is.
How?
Because this is exactly, you can't make this shit up, guys. It's always, when it gets tight on women, we got to make it always go both ways. This overgeneralization. See, here's the thing about men dying alone. Men have always died alone. They've been called weirdos, hermits, loners. But men at least have the decency to leave everybody else the fuck alone. They'll sit in their cabin, sit there eating Hungry Man or Swanson or ramen noodles. They'll even go homeless. What do you think all these men out here are homeless? Show me groups of homeless women. Nowhere in the world where women are by themselves, do they not require and demand stuff from the state? It's killing Japan. It's killing China right now. Women who are unmarried, living in communes or groups of one another, but then they're getting older and older and older, and the state cannot support aged people. It used to be your nuclear family, your extended family who took care of mama and papa and granny and auntie. But now you got adults who are choosing to be independent, making $60,000-$70,000 a year when they're in their 30s or 40s, doing decent, but they're not living high on the hog. But you don't have no retirement. How you away? There's one illness or one fall from being broke. So, dying alone, women don't sit around at 50 or 60 years old and not demand government assistance, benefits of some sort. They're demanding something on the system. So, men are still supporting you. And that is going to break a society. We cannot afford it. So, like it or not, ladies, when we start seeing homeless, elderly women like we see homeless men, then women will start getting the picture. Because, like it or not, the coffins are empty. You can't not gonna just be because many women still think, yeah, well, if it get too bad, I'll just go to the church. I'll go to the Jesus house. What about when all that's closed? What about when there's no more resources? Where those women gonna go? The same place homeless men have always gone. Outside.
And that's one of the issues right there, man. Is they know that if all else fails, they can depend on a group of men to take care of them. Well, how is that? Even if it's inadvertently or indirectly, men are going to be the ones that are funding these programs that are taking care of them. The money, the taxpayer money, whether it's through the government, the men out working, our taxpayer money will fund it. Clergy, the men who are parishioners at that church who earn their money through working will be funding the programs to take care of these women. You know, hopefully it never gets to this level Kevin is talking about where women are in packs, homeless on the street, but you just never know.
Do you believe that marriage benefits men too? Like, I know you.
I believe what benefits men?
Do you feel okay? And because I know I have to ask my questions very correctly with the words. So I know that you believe marriage is a benefit to women. Do you believe that marriage is a benefit to men?
Before he answers that, her question is, do you believe that marriage is a benefit to men? But just the way she articulated it and was like, I have to ask my questions very correctly with the words. Yes. As a grown adult woman of 41 years old, you should be able to articulate your questions in a way that is clear for any other human being to be able to absorb it, take in the question, and be able to relay some type of information or answer based on you asking it clearly.
Try to find wives? Like, is that important to them?
Well, it used to be. It used to be when women valued marriage and valued men. But today, more often than not, women value a man's resources, his ability to provide. That's why I stick in the high value area, because I realize that most women don't want a man making $40,000 a year. I asked you that 30 minutes ago. Would you respect a man making $42,000 a year? And the answer you had was no.
I didn't say no.
No, you didn't know. What you did not do is answer. I remember what you did. You did not answer.
I would say any man, first of all, that has a job. So I did say no. That's not true.
But no, the answer was ultimately the lifestyle.
Would
you be willing to lower your lifestyle? Are you willing to lower your lifestyle?
Oh, lower my lifestyle.
Yeah, because I'm assuming you make more than $42,000 a year.
Of course she does.
Yes.
Okay, so if he's making $42,000 a year,
look how
he's only going to be able to pay whatever percentage of his overall income towards the mortgage, the lights, everything else, and even the car. So if you drive a BMW, what, are you supposed to get a bicycle?
So I'm supposed to get a lower car then? I'm just asking.
There it is.
Let me explain. That's what a man would have to do.
That's what a man
would be expected to do. If a man was earning more than his woman, the world would expect that man to get him a decent car and her a decent car. The world would look at that man crazy if he was driving a car that his income could afford and she was riding around in a Honda Civic, he was riding around in a Mercedes. The world would look at him all kind of crazy.
But see, now can I respond to that, Kevin? That's on the man to have more stability and confidence in himself, because If you're worried about the world,
that's not. We can't
That
skip
doesn't
past.
even make sense.
You
What?
ask, is it on me to lower my lifestyle? Well, if he can't afford to go, you see, a man making less than you is not used to going to eat the places you do, go to do the things you do. So you're gonna have to forego doing those things unless you want to pay for them.
I see what you're saying.
And I know that, and I'm a smart enough to know that comes with a woman lacking respect for a man. So we can play around this all we want to. You can say, I don't want to deal with a high value man if it requires sharing it with somebody. I would rather do this, but this man over here is not going to get high value man respect. And he's going to always know that this dude was really your first choice, but you didn't want to deal with this. And you're not going to put him at the same level of pedestal that you would have to put this man on to share or honor him like they need to be. So honestly, is there any value to marriage to an average guy today? No, because modern women are not marriageable like the women of before. You're not.
It's the truth.
Modern women today are not ready to be with their mothers, well, their grandmothers and their great grandmothers were. They're not.
Let me say something, man. Like people like me, myself, who are married and understanding the type of women, I feel bad for y'all dudes, man. I'm grateful to have the type of wife that I have. Is it easy? No. Is it hard work? Absolutely. Even if it, God forbid, in the end didn't go my way and that situation had to dissolve or whatever, I'm grateful. Man, what y'all guys got to choose from out here is crazy work, man. I feel bad for y'all dudes. And that's why it's so important that you get yourself to a position where you can pick and choose the type of woman rather than you out here getting picked by the woman. You need the leverage, brother, so that you can say, I will not accept these things, even if you can't, even if you don't have any money, whatever, just have some type of moral, have some type of standard. I'm not accepting this, and it doesn't matter. The end of the story. Because, man, what's out here, bro, is crazy. This person would be a headache for any man. This is a headache. From the voice to the way she thinks to the inability to communicate clearly. This is a walk-in frustration. It's not a diss to her, but in a relationship, I'm sure she's great at her job, her career, but in the confounds of a relationship, it would be tough.
I guess I'm gonna live in the exception to the rule area.
But you can live in the exception to the rule, and that's fine. At 41 years old, I try to do that too. But when I'm talking to people across the board, I don't do that. When I talk to 24-year-old women,
she's not living in the exception of the rule, because if you were the exception, you would have the outcome you desire with the man that everybody wants without you having to make the necessary concessions to get that man. So no, you're not.
Tell me that they could not marry a plumber off rip just because of the title plumber, and she's a political science major. What do you want me to tell her?
It's my fault though that I built a career. Like that's where I kind of get confused, because if I'm not judging the
your choice, it's your choice,
right? So if
it's your choice. Okay, ma'am, you keep asking me, is it your fault? I don't know why you keep asking me that. Your choice. You choose the outcomes. Here's the bottom line for me and you and everybody. Relationships are reflected. You attract what you are.
Okay, I agree.
So if the man you were with 8 months ago wasn't up to standard, you allowed him in your life for 8 months, 8 valuable months at 40 plus.
I'll be okay though. I don't have a problem in that area. And one day I'm gonna get married, Kevin, and you're gonna be invited to the wedding. And when I have my
Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Still to this day. Deontay Wilder voice, stop the cap.
What I'm saying is, modern women's estimation of themselves, modern black women's estimation of yourself is, you're more prideful than average men.
I'm more prideful?
Black women are more prideful than black women, in my opinion. I personally have more pride than most men. Well, Let me explain what I mean. Because you ask a lot of educated sisters, the first thing you lead with is your accomplishments. That is a masculine thing. When women, that's not a female, that's not a feminine thing. Go on my show. Where you think this song comes from? I'm a PhD. That came from me asking a woman, where's your husband? What? Husband? I would not choose to be. I'm a PhD. And the thing is, if the ultimate goal for so many of these women is they want to be in a emotionally significant, profound relationship, having their own children, these PhDs, these masters, these careers, especially when the truth comes out that they really don't want to have to pay significant bills after they're pregnant and don't want to have to pay for a small portion of the overall financial family load after marriage, then these careers and jobs are just ego projects. Because what you plan on doing is if you get the kind of man you want to get, you're going to jettison it for a period of time anyway, while everybody else is working. So these careers are ego projects for most. So if that's what women choose to do, great, do it. But then you come out here at 35, 40 years old and talk about, I can't find no man on my level. All these men are beneath me, yada, 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 yada. And then act like the problems with the men. No, you waited too long. Your price is too high. Eggs is dried up. You're out of shape. Your attitude is not where it needs to be.
This is crazy work too, man, because I'm disappointed and shocked at her that she didn't learn from this valuable conversation with this man because well, I guess most women wouldn't have because they're only in the conversation to respond and defend whatever point they think they're bringing to the table. But how valuable if she would have just listened to a fraction of what he said in this conversation, she would have got scooped up instantly. She's coming to the table, even though she's older, her eggs are probably dried up, whatever. She's coming to the table childless. I don't know what she looks like nowadays, so I'm gonna assume she's fit. You know, I'm gonna assume that whatever. But long story short is this. How valuable of a conversation, man. If any woman sees this conversation and just can take the bullet points from it and apply it to her life, gone. Thanos snap, she's gone. Dudes would be out here fighting to get her.
And then you think somebody should value your socioeconomic status when it's actually your looks, fit, feminine, cooperative, submissive. Things it's always been.
Okay.
And I get to be the asshole that says this over and over again because everybody else wants you to buy their seminars and their books. I don't have a seminar or book.
No, again, like I said, Kevin, the things that you said on your platform, I have heard men say to me and talk about the things that they won't say to women. So I have heard them. So that's why I said there's a lot of things I agree with. There's some things I disagree with, but that's life. And I mean, again, I don't want no smoke, Kevin. I was coming on you.
What does she disagree with? She still has not clearly articulated the part that she has a problem with. Because the part that she tried to bring to the table, he already debunked that. So what part are you disagreeing with? All I've heard her say throughout when she's gotten corrected is, yeah, I actually agree with that. I think she just doesn't like the fact that reality is being delivered to women. That's the part that she disagrees with, the reality. She wants to live in her reality and whatever world that she's living in, which is why she keeps saying, well, I guess I'll just be the exception. No, you're not the exception. There are very few exceptions to any rules. I'm not, you're not, none of us are. And that's the part that people can't really deal with, that they're not special. They're not the exception to the rule. And they will have to fall in line with the rule to get the outcome that they're looking for.
I'm looking for a clip when I had a woman here.
Okay, you want me to hear a clip? Okay.
No, this woman that came on my show, and she's a successful woman, but she does hair here in Atlanta. And she made the example of when she's sitting here listening to all these successful entrepreneurs, executives, businesswomen in her chair, that they're all complaining about the same thing. I can't find no man on my level. But when you were 35 plus, you should have been out of the game for 10 years.
And see, what level are we talking about? Because what is this? I can't find a dude on my level stuff. No, you're just uncooperative and you're unwilling to give men what they're looking for. That's the truth of it. Cause y'all, let's keep it real. Y'all not out here making all these millions like y'all are pretending to be. Very few of y'all are doing that. Very few people, period, men or women, are doing that. If you're making all that money, you're in the fraction of a percent of people on the planet. If you're making all this money, a little six figures or whatever you doing, trust me, that ain't no money. You still struggling to live because you want to have a certain type of lifestyle and that money ain't going to get it.
For women who want to have a career or whatever, there's a man out there that you could make a deal with, but the problem is far too many black women did not prioritize finding or being found by a suitable man. They thought they were told focus on this, and then when you decide you want to settle down, then you can turn around and go get one. That ain't how it works. Every other group of women realized that I need to find it in college, in grad school, early on in the process, and then grow with him up. But this is where sisters come along. You didn't find him when you was in school, so now you get to this point. You don't want no build-a-boo or build-a-bread. Okay, so you want this man over here. You want the man who's already in process on his purpose, who don't need nothing from you, who can provide for you. Well, guess what? He wants a whole lot. Cartier don't go on sale, baby girl. I never seen Cartier go on sale. Never seen Cartier go on sale.
Well, I do think women that make a certain amount of money or a certain category have to adjust some of their wants. Because you are right. The market value is a little different. My thing, and you cleared it up for me, because I always thought it was you'll never get married and things of that nature. But you cleared that up for me tonight. That's why it's good to have a direct conversation. You never said it would never happen. But it can happen. And I just think that I just want
women. If you were telling women what to do, would you tell them to wait till you're 40, or would you tell them to prioritize it in your early 20s?
And this is interesting right here, that it can happen mentality. Look, man, we live in a world we live in a world that there's possibility and there's probability. Almost anything is possible, but is it probable? The probability for women like this to find what it is that they're looking for is very, very low. Most women enter the graveyard without ever finding it. And this is the part that people don't want to tell people, and it's very sad. It's very sad, man.
Well, let me be honest. I'm a career woman, and I feel like my career is who I
If
am.
you want to be married and have children, what would you tell women to do?
You gonna let me answer? Because I would tell a woman not to have a baby until she's married. I strongly believe in being married before you have a child. Okay. And but I wouldn't tell her to do it out of fear. I wouldn't tell her to do it because... What
age?
I have to be honest, the age that works for you. When you feel
this is so vague. Give me a range. Give me a range, man.
Okay, well, let me say this. This is why I say this. I have college... Look, Kevin, I want to answer the question.
This is why I'm going to stop you right here.
This lady cannot communicate. To be someone that's in media and entertainment, a large portion of what it is that you have to be good at to be effective and to be successful is communication. This is painful to watch. She cannot communicate or articulate her point.
This is why young women are stopped coming to you. This is the woman who called my show last night asked me, who are you to be giving all this advice? And then this 46-year-old young women are stopped listening to y'all because you won't stop. There's a reason there are 32,000 people watching my show, and a lot of them are women, because you're not telling them the truth. You won't be direct with them. You won't just tell them, look, if you want to have your career, it's going to cost you. You won't tell them that if you want to get married and have kids, you need to do it before a certain age to have a better shot. You know better, but you won't tell them.
No. Okay, well, let me say this. I was engaged when I was in my 20s to my college sweetheart.
I ain't asking about you.
Kevin, let me just give you, because I'm going to give you the answer. And I made a choice.
Painful
not
to watch.
Get married, right? And I don't have kids to this day. So I could say I have regrets because I could be married and have
What
kids.
Age?
That was like 25.
What age would you tell the women? I ain't asking about you.
I'm trying to answer it, but you won't let me answer it.
No, I just need you to give me the age. I don't need the background. Give me the age. They're between the ages of 21 and 50. What age, if you want to get married and have a family, what age should they start prioritizing?
You allow me to answer, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm allow you to give me an age. I'm going to end this conversation.
I know a girl that had a baby.
I'm allow you to give me an age range.
Kevin,
right.
Oh my God, it was nice talking to you. Yep. This is why they're not listening to me anymore. This is why. This is the one we're talking about, our running relationship channel, and I asked a simple question. At what age would you tell women to start prioritizing? They don't want to tell you. My name is Chastity.
What do you got for me, Chastity?
Well, I mean, I don't really understand why a lot of, I'll say, because I'm 27, so it's kind of crazy to me how a lot of women who's like twice my age, they like disagree with a lot of things that you're saying. A lot of things that you're saying is like true. And I look at my own family like, oh, snap, like the women that he's describing are the women in my family, and a lot of them unfortunately aren't married, or if they are married, they're in marriages that's like not worth it at all. So I look and I'm like, no, that's not what I want. So I'll just wait my chance until the right one comes along, you know.
So one, I will say many of those women, they're not arguing with me so much as they're arguing with the choices of and the reality of their own life. What I'm saying is not being talked about a lot, and it's like admitting that you blown those time. I won't say you wasted those years. Admitting you can't get that time back is hard. And at 27, you still have more in front of you.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get it right now so that I won't have to be 40 plus still trying to figure it out.
Well, my question is, are the women in your family giving you actionable good advice?
No, because like I had a situation where I messed it up. I had a good guy, I messed it up. And my family were like, oh
my goodness, did we just hear a woman take accountability? What did this young lady just say?
So that I won't have to be 40 plus still trying to figure it out.
Well, my question is, are the women in your family giving you actionable good advice?
No, because like I had a situation where I messed it up. I had a good guy, I messed it up. And my family were like, oh, F him. You were young, you do what you want to do, blah, blah, blah. But now, like, I'm not going to lie, you've been my therapist. somebody sent me they sent me your link, and they were like, go watch him. Like, the things that he's saying is things that you should listen to. So then I started watching it. And now it's like I'm addicted to it. I watch it every day pretty much.
The ability to look at a situation and say, you know what, I messed this up is a good thing. Because that means you're taking accountability, ownership, and you can grow that way.
Which a lot of women,
all men are really asking for.
A lot of women will not take accountability. A lot of women.
What I would say to women like yourself is forget them. Let them not take accountability and ownership, and that means the kind of women you are, you'll have an overabundance of male attention, because men are not, the kind of men they want are not going to accept women who don't take accountability. So it may sound good to tell you forget this, forget that, forget this, forget that, but you're looking at outcomes. Stop trying to get them to change. I mean, there's a lot. Here's another thing. I'll be compassionate with my generation. We were given a lot of bad information. My generation. We were given a lot of bad information. The internet came along a little too late, but the reality is, in the black community, I think everybody needs therapy, men and women. But unfortunately, the men can make changes and still go on to the second or third part of our life to do something. If you're a woman who's reached a certain age, you can't undo and go back and have kids, and that has an effect. My only problem is they don't tell you young women the truth.
Yeah.
But it's almost like they want you, they're almost dooming you to the same things, and they should be doing something.
Because sometimes I think that they're like slick jealous, like they don't really want you to. They don't want you to surpass the state that they're at, or that they don't want you to reach where they never reach. Put it like that. Because
did you watch the broadcast I had last night?
I watched some of it.
There's a woman who came on my show last night. She was about 46 years old. And there was a woman asking, who are you to be telling these young women all this stuff?
A lot of people say, like, when I send your videos to people, like, even when you discuss the weight, I totally agree with you. Like, I mean, come on now. Like, if nobody else tell you the truth, who else is going to be honest and tell you? I have nothing.
Don't know. I don't know why you think that woman right there. I don't know you. That woman came on last night with straight smoking. Who are you? Who are you to be telling these young women? And I said, all right, if you don't think I should tell them anything, what do you tell them? You know what she had to tell them? Young women, don't listen to old men. That's all she had to say. She didn't have anything positive to say. And then she watched me sit there and talk to 3 young women and give them good advice. You know what? She still didn't change her mind.
They be jealous. They're jealous. That's what they can't go back and redo their whole life, so they want to knock you and make it so that you won't reach your full.
Well,
your
you keep
potential.
on reaching, and you learn how to detach from them with love. Watch me with your headphones in. Stop trying to convince them. Go on and live your best life, young darling. Appreciate it.
I love it.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
That's what I mean right there.
There it is, man. There it is. 100%. That's what it is right there, man. And that young lady right there, if what she presented is a fact, hopefully she got scooped right up, right off the market. Because what she's bringing to the table is what a lot of women, especially women in her age group, and my goodness, man, she was accountable. I had a good dude. I messed it up. Unheard of. So shout out to that young lady right there. And you see the juxtaposition. The older woman, 41 years old, and then you got this young woman who's 27 who's trying to figure it out. And she's going to people who are the same age as the first woman and asking them, hey, what did I do wrong in this situation? They telling her, F this guy. You was young. Trying to doom this young lady. I believe it's sabotage. That young lady was on to something. They be slick jealous. Anyway, Marking the Manosphere, another episode in the can. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you had your popcorn and your juice and you was just chilling with your boy as we break this situation down. Shout out to all the women out there who are feminine women, who are cooperative and submissive and on their purpose as far as getting the outcomes that they want out of life. And shout out to the men who are confident, intelligent, assertive, who are out there doing what they have to do to subdue life so that they can provide a fantastic lifestyle for these women who are deserving of it. And that doesn't mean you're high value or earning X amount of dollars. That means you could be earning whatever you're earning to wherever you want to be, brothers. Do you, man? You know, get married, find you someone suitable. And the same to you young ladies out there and women, period. I want to see everybody win and see some more families, full families in our community. So we don't have all these babies being born to these single mothers and coming out of these households ill-equipped. And you little deadbeat dudes out there, take care of your kids, man. Stop being bums. And ladies, stop opening your legs to these dudes. And, shout out to the first lady too, Kendra. Shout out to Kendra G. But that was a painful exchange to watch, man. And it's a shame because Kendra maybe could have been someone's wife, but once they get a taste of the little money or the little notoriety or whatever it is, and then they get into these groups, these echo chambers of other women who have the same ideology as them, it's a wrap. And that's really sad. So anyway, God bless, peace be unto you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to the sponsor, Coffee Mobile, KOFFEE. That's coffee with a K. CoffeeMobile.com. We buy used electronics, new, broken, locked. We don't really care. We buy them from individuals, corporations, and businesses alike. So at laptops, tablets, smartphones, the whole nine, Apple, Android. So go ahead and check that out, CoffeeMobile.com. Again, Kevin Samuels, man, he is sorely missed. This brother is sorely missed. And he was trying to do a good thing. And the fact that these hyenas, they celebrated his death and all these people opposed him. And at the end of the day, it's all coming back to be correct. It's all coming back to be right. So again, Marking the Manosphere, another episode in the can. God bless, peace be unto you. Holla at me, man. Holla at me. Holla at me. Subscribe and stay tuned for the next one. Let's go.